So, yeah, hi. So now, what interviews actually ask you to test your experts and CSS knowledge. So for that first they will ask you to open Amazon or Flipkart site, and they will ask you to search for an element like Samsung. I have searched it here. Okay, they will ask you to search for an element. Then you will obviously get a list of elements which are displayed on the screen. Now they will ask you to get the price of an element. Okay, they might ask you to get the third one or fourth one price of that particular element. They will ask you in this way. So obviously first you need to open the inspect page. For that, do right click and open the click on inspect. It will open your page for this. To identify a particular element, select an element, just click on this button, then move your mouse to this particular page of the element. You will see, then just slowly traverse to the parent element by just moving your mouse upwards, or else you can directly go to click on this one and click on this one. You can see a span element. If you expand the span element, this is the one. Okay, now first here if you obviously observe the price, it won't have any text, it has only text. Okay, there might be different value for an item which is displayed third on this list. Okay, so our main area is to identify these elements. Okay, tags. Okay, our goal is to identify the third element, right? So first let's see what is the common attributes which are in this all elements. Okay, if you go little more further, let's do in this way. Span, this is the span element, this is the h2, and then this is the anchor tag, title and section. Okay, let's go by this div title section. Control F, and I will give the tag double slashes, give div at the rate, this attribute name and attribute value. Okay, you can see it has identified me total 29. Chat 29. Now I forgot to mention you one thing here. The only thing we need here is, like, if you have identified 10 items by writing a particular XPath, you can identify the individual elements based on the indexing. Okay, for indexing you just need to mention the particular index value by open the square braces. Inside of it you need to mention the values. If you mention as 1, it will open the first one. Okay, still it has given us 30, so we might need 29. We might need to be more unique. Let's go there once again to identify it in more unique way. Span. Okay, whatever we have written here, this div element, right? I've written div class row. Okay, this one title we have written, and also okay, let's use by this class. Okay, see, this is how you need to change your structure while answering in the interview, because you might, if you go with by hearting, you won't be able to get it actually. Yeah, one thing I forgot to tell you here is, so if while writing the indexing you need to mention these curly braces first. Okay, you do the curly braces, it will identify that particular one. Now if you give as 1 or 2, it will identify the first element. Okay, if you give 1 means it will identify the first element. If you give 3 means it will give you the third element. Okay, see, this is the third element. Okay, our main aim, the question which interviewer asked us is like, we need to identify the third element price. Okay, by using this we have identified the third element. Now I got the parent element. Okay, in which I need to get to the price of the this element. Okay, price of this particular product. Okay, just move your cursor over. Okay, here you can see it contains a span tag. Okay, so we have the parent element, we want to traverse to the child. How we can go with, we can go either by following sibling or following. Okay, you can mention it as following sibling. For that you need to do double slashes and write following, sibling, make sure you have written the correct spellings, then do double colon, then what is the tag name here, span. Okay, how many elements are identified here, 10. Okay, one. The second one is this price. Okay, you can see, if you observe it here, this span has a class. Okay, a price whole. If you want to go by the indexing, you can give the indexing also here, it will identify you that particular price, but I suggest more to go by the generic syntax. Okay, for that, what does this span element have? Okay, let's click on it again. See, this is the span element, and this span element has a price name class, right? I will just go with that one. Okay, span at the rate, give the entire thing here, then you can see I have successfully identified this price. Okay, this is how you need to answer in the interview. You might need to change your approach by observing the results which we are getting in the console. Okay, you can do in this way to successfully identify it. This is the actual use case which will ask you in many interviews how to identify particular elements by using the parent sibling, following sibling, or parent, or following child. You, I think it's supposed to be child. I have written it as sibling, but still it is identified. You can write it as child also. No, I think these are the siblings only. That's why it has identified correctly. Okay, you need to make sure. I think, I hope you know how we can make sure whether it is a child or a sibling. You know, right? If it is, this is the entire thing is the parent, and if you are traversing back of it, you need to mention it as child. Or if you are in the same row and you are getting it as, you need to mention it as sibling. Okay, this is how you need to write it. I'm copying this one with the all other syntaxes. By this, we have come to end with the XPaths writing for the web elements.